Now, probably, I mean, it might be a delicate subject, but I mean, the big thing or the big crisis or tragedy around our cities, in inner cities at the moment, is knife crime, where it seems to be that our youngsters are going around knifing each other, but more worryingly, killing each other. This is something you've actually had personal experience of, I believe. Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, coming up to 2 years nearly. First time it'll be 2 years. I was just back from a tournament in Paris in the amateurs. I won the gold medal, and a week after I was out with my girlfriend, both of us sober, and unfortunately I was victim of knife crime. I was attacked by about 30 people and ended up getting stabbed, sliced inside my face. So yeah, it's been up and down 2 years for me.
Did you ever discover a motive or anything like that?
No, I don't know whether it was racial, whether I was just unlucky or if I was picked out. Not too sure.
Were they caught?
Never caught.
How does that weigh on your mind, though? I mean, it must have a huge traumatic effect on your outlook.
Very. Been very mentally tough. I still suffer and have suffered from mental health issues. I get better every single day. Some days are bad, some days are good, but it does weigh down mentally hard on me. But I know what I want to achieve in life, and I think I put it down to maybe I had to go through that to realise what I want to do in life. Maybe it was a wee bit of a harsh kick up the arse, but it's happened, and I could have went left or I could have went right, and I've went right, and I've took the right decision to pursue, keep on believing in myself and turn professional and stuff like that. Is where if I went left I could have stopped boxing or let it affect me and affect my life, but I didn't do that. So
just going down the route of sport and exercise, I mean, obviously your exercise in here is 100 mile an hour, second to none. Does that play a big part in the mental health side of things, the exercise, the endorphins, that sort of thing?
100%. I think exercise is very good for mental health, let alone boxing. I think doing any sort of exercise is good for mental health. It takes your mind off it, and you're getting healthier and stuff like that. So it's good for the mind and stuff.
I mean, you're not English, obviously you're from Belfast, but you've had experience of what we as a country seem to be going through at the moment. What would you say to these young people that are carrying knives if you could give them a message?
Just don't. It's as simple as that. I don't think people, I think they're foolish. Kind of a I'll show you who's boss kind of person, anyone who carries a knife. I don't think they realise the consequences of it. One, it'll change someone else's life for the rest of their life, and two, it'll change yours if you get caught. You can end up in jail for killing somebody or for badly harming someone. So I don't think they understand the consequences of what carrying a knife does. I think most people do it to act tough, but realistically it's a thing that they do because they're insecure about themselves and need a weapon to defend themselves. The only thing I could really say is don't do it, because the consequences of it aren't worth what the hassle of it is.
It just devastates lives, destroys families, destroys neighbourhoods, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's bad. It gives young people a bad name as well, because there is a lot of good young people out there, but it destroys families, neighbours, stuff like that. It destroys your life more. It destroys the person who's carrying the knife. It destroys their life most of all, because the consequences of doing it could be doing time in prison, and it's just not worth it.
I even remember when I was younger there was this phase of people carrying flick knives, and they seemed to be quite fashionable at the time, and it's all like, I only carry it for protection. But the fact it's on you, there's always that danger, but it's going to go further.
People say they carry for protection. I don't believe that. If you carry a knife, you're intended on using it. It's as simple as that. No right person will go out on a night out with a knife if they're not going to use it, because if you're going out with a knife, you're intended on using it. You're intended of getting into a fight. Not, what if I get in a fight tonight, I might bring a knife with me. That's not the way it is. If you're bringing a knife, you're looking for a fight, and it's just as simple as that. And the night that I got stabbed, the people were looking for a fight, and they had a knife on them, and unfortunately I was subject to getting stabbed.
Are you okay now, pretty much? I mean, are you still sort of wary about, walking down streets and things like that?
Yeah, it's changed my life dramatically. Physically, I'm fine. I've got a scar on my face. It's sore now and again, still 2 years on. Mentally, I'm still recovering. It's not something that will happen overnight. I'll not be 100%, but it has affected me. I look over my shoulder. I don't like going out as much, but I take that as a positive. I take that as a positive, so that I still am enjoying life, but just to focus on boxing more than maybe. Not that I'm a drinker or I go out all the time, but maybe just to not go out whenever I could be just sitting at home training and stuff like that.
Thank you for sharing your experiences there.